video showing love and support for a local teacher born and raised in Ukraine.
Plus, a Cottage Grove woman hit and killed in a hit and run while on vacation in Florida.
And baseball is back. After months of negotiations, the MLB lockout comes to an end. That's all coming up on News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining us. Satellite photos show that a massive Russian convoy that had been mired outside the Ukrainian capital since last week is now split up and it's fanned out into towns and forests.
This as we're getting new numbers from the United Nations tonight showing what it calls reckless disregard for civilian life. At least 549 civilians have been killed since Russia's invasion began on February 24th. The figures show an additional 957 have been injured, but the UN believes the real numbers are considerably higher. More than 2 million people have now fled Ukraine. U.S. officials are still warning Russian forces could launch a chemical weapons attack. Another round of high-level talks today between the two countries ended without significant progress. The head of the CIA warns Russian President Vladimir Putin does not have a sustainable endgame in Ukraine, even as his military sees significant losses. It's estimated up to 6,000 Russian forces have already been killed in action.
And tonight we're seeing some new video of the ongoing battles there. The Ukrainian military says it has defeated a Russian tank regiment. This confirmed video shows a Russian military column coming under attack. This is near Kyiv and then retreating. Ukraine says the regiment's commander was killed. A senior defense official says Russian forces could still encircle the capital city in the next 2 weeks if they're willing to grind through significant resistance. And check this out in the Black Sea port city of Odessa. Walls of sandbags surround a monument there of Duc de Richelieu, the early 19th century governor who helped transform the Black Sea port into a modern city. The famous monument erected in 1828. It's popular for tourists after Russian forces started to attack museums and local authorities rushed to protect their heritage, stowing away precious artwork, religious icons, and fortifying national monuments.
Yet another major financial blow to Russia. Today, Goldman Sachs announced it is no longer doing business in Russia. That makes it the first major Wall Street bank to leave Russia since the invasion. Students at small community high school in our area are going the extra mile to show support for one of their teachers who is originally from Ukraine.
Talia Mohadin spoke with that teacher and shares the story behind the meaningful surprise.
When Monroe teacher Ala Schwartz walks into her school's gym,
I didn't expect it at all.
She finds herself overwhelmed.
When I heard them singing in Ukrainian, I started crying and I started singing along with them because it means a lot to me.
Hearing her school's choir sing her home country's national anthem, she couldn't help but sing along.
It's just like part of Ukraine for me, part of my home country. And people to do that, for me and for my country, it means a lot.
It's a show of support put in motion by social studies teacher Patrick Kenny.
Collaborating and putting together signs. We started putting together cutouts of sunflowers.
Students and staff alike eager to get involved.
And said, hey, we can organize our band to do the Ukrainian national anthem, and then we found out that the choir learned it.
Schwartz grateful for the support and thinking of her family back home.
I lived in Ukraine for 32 years, so most of my life is still in Ukraine. There are lots of people there still.
Her 61-year-old father, a farmer, declining her offer to come to Wisconsin.
He said, no, I feel this is my duty to stay in Ukraine, and just, yeah, he volunteered to protect our hometown. This is, I think I just like need to accept his choice.
But she's finding comfort in these halls and in the care shown by her students.
The students who I don't know, they come up to me in hallway and asking how we can help, how you holding, Frau, and it just makes me realize that people care.
Talia Mohadin reporting. Schwartz says the video on Facebook has been shared with many people in Ukraine who appreciate the show of support. So far, it has more than 150,000 views. And for all the constantly updated local and international Ukraine coverage, we have a page dedicated to it at channel3000.com. Just look for the Crisis in Ukraine tab.
Turning to weather now, chilly tonight and tomorrow, but this weekend you're going to notice a difference. Meteorologist Gary Canalti has our certified most accurate forecast.
Well, Charlotte, you'll have to wait till Sunday. Saturday will still be cold, but we'll see a big change just Saturday night. Let's start out by taking a look at the time lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam. We had cloud cover for much of the day. This morning it was just kind of thin cloud cover. It thickened up a little bit during the afternoon, but not enough to produce any precipitation, at least here in Madison. There has been some snow to our south across parts of Illinois and Indiana and into southern Michigan, but other than a couple of flurries near the state line, pretty much dry across southern Wisconsin today. High temperatures, though, were cold. We should be around 40 degrees. We're in the lower 20s for highs here in Madison. Most areas were in the low to mid 20s, and right now temperatures have dropped into the teens. The skies turn partly cloudy. So by morning, we'll be down to around 13 here in Madison. Tomorrow should be partly sunny. Now, we could see a slight chance for a flurry. Our high temperature of 28 right around noon, and then those temperatures drop off again tomorrow afternoon. And by Saturday morning, we could be looking at wind chills down to 15 below zero. Like I said, the second part of the weekend will be much different. I'll have more on that in the forecast in a few minutes.
Next at 10, a Cottage Grove woman was killed in a hit and run in Fort Myers, Florida last night while on vacation.
And tonight we're seeing surveillance video, the moments before it happened. Brady Mallory has more. Brady.
Josh Wacker, the co-owner of the Dive-In Bar on Cottage Grove Road in Madison, identified Mary Reed, one of his employees. This video shows her and her sister walking home after spending the day at the beach. According to an incident report, she was just trying to cross the road when a driver hit her, but the driver didn't stop. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Caroline Rusher witnessed the crash and tried to help.
Nobody deserves that because, you know, this is a tourist area. This is where people come to have their vacation and to, like, live the dream, and that is not what's happening in cases like this.
She says the place where Reed was hit is known as Dead Man's Corner for a number of fatal crashes there. Tonight we stopped in at the Dive-In Bar in Madison where Reed worked part-time, and there we heard from one of her friends who says losing her will have an impact on so many people.
You know, she was like the mother hen. You know, she would, you know, set you straight. You know, she would keep it real, per se, and things like that. I mean, great heart, you know, outgoing personality, big personality.
The bar owner says Reed worked each Wednesday, so next week the bar will close on that day. In addition, the bar's monthly meat raffle, which normally raises money for local schools, will raise money for Reed's family. That event is set for noon on March 19th, rather.
Brady, very sad story. Brady, thank you. Well, new video tonight. One person has been detained after a boat theft and subsequent crash. This was in Newport Beach, California. A large power boat was seen being towed from the scene by the Orange County Sheriff. Information not released about the person who stole it. No injuries were reported. A scare near San Francisco. First responders on the scene of a fiery crash involving a commuter train. It hit some equipment on the track. Video from the scene shows the wreckage of two cranes. The company says a crew member and equipment operator were hospitalized. Non-life-threatening injuries. There were 75 passengers on board. No reported injuries among them.
And in downtown Los Angeles, police are asking for help identifying two people who allegedly followed a man home and then tried to rob him at gunpoint. This was captured on surveillance video. A man who had just parked his Lamborghini outside his downtown LA apartment building when two men attacked him from behind. A minute-long struggle ensued and the victim was pistol whipped before the assailants eventually ran to their cars and fled. Former Empire actor Jussie Smollett will spend the next 150 days in jail for making false reports to police that he was the victim of a hate crime in January of 2019. Right after the judge handed down his sentence, here is what Smollett had to say.
Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this, and I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself, and you must all know that.
After his time in jail, Smollett will be on felony probation for 30 months. He was also ordered to pay restitution of more than $120,000 and a $25,000 fine.
More local news tonight. Wisconsin liberals today filing a federal lawsuit against Republican Senator Ron Johnson and two other GOP congressmen. It claims the three are, quote, insurrectionists in violation of the Constitution for their words and actions in support of Donald Trump leading up to the attack at the U.S. Capitol. Now, the lawsuit says Senator Johnson And Representatives Tom Tiffany and Scott Fitzgerald conspired to undermine Joe Biden's victory and sow public distrust of the outcome. President Biden beat Donald Trump by just under 21,000 votes in Wisconsin, an outcome that has withstood multiple lawsuits, recounts, and reviews.
We've got to this point. Let's bring it over the finish line officially, formally, and let's get the players traveling. Let's get them into camp, and let's get going.
And that was Rick Schlesinger, operations director for the Brewers. Big day for professional baseball.
Today, the MLB has a labor deal with players ending a 99-day lockout. Bradley Blackburn has more from New York.
Major League Baseball has reached an agreement with players, saving all of the regular season.
I am genuinely thrilled to be able to say that Major League Baseball's back and we're going to play 162 games.
Spring training camps are expected to open Friday, more than 3 weeks late. The regular season will now begin April 7th, about a week behind schedule. Players and owners voted to accept the 5-year collective bargaining agreement Thursday. It expands the playoffs to 12 teams, institutes new rules, and raises the minimum player salary to around $700,000.
One of the good things about collective bargaining is that it gives our players an opportunity to have input on what their workplace and the game is going to look like going forward.
The deal wraps up almost a year of talks, and it's surely a relief for the communities that rely on spring training tourism, a billion-dollar business.
The people who are working at the stadium, who maybe this is their second or third job, the people who support all of the services that go along with spring training, they're the folks that are going to be impacted.
Spring training in the Sarasota area alone is worth about $63 million to local businesses. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
And some of those new rules, there will be no defensive shifting allowed. There will be a pitch clock, a designated hitter for the National League, and starting next year, bases will be larger. And news from the Packers tonight. The organization says it has raised more than $65 million during the team's most recent stock sale. Nearly 200,000 shares were sold at $300 apiece. Of the people who bought shares, only about 17% came from Wisconsin. The money will be used for renovations and expansion of Lambeau Field.
Well, new tonight, Emilio Delgado, who spent more than 40 years entertaining generations of kids playing the Fix-It shop owner Luis on Sesame Street, has passed away. He died today at his home in New York City. In 2020, he was diagnosed with a type of blood cancer. Emilio Delgado was 81 years old. Still ahead tonight, a few reminders for anyone traveling through the Dane County Regional Airport for spring break.
Plus, a new cruise option close to home, a first-of-a-kind way to check out the Great Lakes coming up.
It's the frozen food sale this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Hy-Vee. Brew Pub Pizza, just $4.99. It's Your Churn ice cream, only $2.99. And Van de Kamp's fish, just $4.48. Scan the QR code or check out HyVeeDeals.com for more deals.
You call me devious, but you don't understand that all I am is a little mysterious.
So what do you think?
I love it.
If your loved one has been seriously injured in a truck crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. The reality is the odds are stacked against you when you're up against a trucking company and their insurance companies. That's why you need us on your side. At Gruber Law Offices, every single day we help families that have been tragically impacted in truck crashes. Experience, resources, and results. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. Truck crash? Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Fry Construction invites you to celebrate spring with our big Spring Thaw sale. We're talking about savings of 22%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 2 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Get on board with our Spring Thaw sale. Save 22% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
I'm Gary Canulti, inviting News 3 Now viewers to join me on a fabulous New England and St. Lawrence Seaway cruise September 8th through the 18th. Experience the history and beauty of the Atlantic coast, Canadian maritime provinces, and the famous St. Lawrence Seaway aboard our delightful Holland America ship for a 7-night scenic cruise. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword WISC, to learn more about this tour or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
It's the frozen food sale this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Hy-Vee. Banquet pot pies, just 88 cents. Blue Ribbon Classics, only $4.99. And Farmland Sausage, 2 for just $4. Scan the QR code or check out HyVeeDeals.com for more deals.
The ambassador of Wisconsin agriculture turns 75.
We'll see what it takes to wear the Allison Dairyland crown and how the state's celebrating her milestone year.
And we're still gearing up for a mild stretch of temperatures. That's tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
And welcome back. The CDC says it is developing guidance that'll ease the nationwide mask mandate on planes, buses, and other mass transit next month, but says the existing face covering requirement will be extended through April 18th. That means anyone taking a plane or bus will need to keep their masks on for at least another month. Dane County Regional Airport says it's ready for spring break. Nationwide, average daily passenger numbers are expected to surpass 90% of pre-pandemic levels for the month of March. They say to make sure your trip is fast and easy, make sure you wear your masks. Follow the liquid limits rule. Pack food in a clear plastic bag. Leave those prohibited items at home and give yourself plenty of extra time.
Well, prices keep rising in the U.S., pushing a key inflation measure to its highest level in 40 years. The government reports the Consumer Price Index rose to 7.9% for the 12 months ending in February. Inflation has now reached new 40-year highs for 4 months in a row. And that inflation fear is causing mortgage rates to go up just ahead of the busy spring real estate market. The mortgage company Freddie Mac reports the 30-year fixed rate averaged 3.85% this week. Analysts also say the war in Ukraine is causing percentages to climb because of market instability and the threat of supply shortages.
Well, forget sailing the high seas. What about the Great Lakes next summer? Viking Cruise Lines will head from Canada to Duluth, exploring Niagara Falls and all 5 Great Lakes along the way. With the first of 7 ships this summer set to arrive in May, Chris Fleege with Duluth's Planning and Economic Development Department says the city is busy repairing its aging seawall and adding a customs facility to accommodate international arrivals from Canadian waters.
The most critical piece is really having the custom and border, facility ready to process passengers, and that's taken, coordination with the Coast Guard, with TSA.
With a capacity for about 380 guests, 250 crew members, Fleege says the 660-foot-long cruise ships could bring a $780,000 economic impact to the city of Duluth in the first year, $1.2 million in the years to come.
And here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canulti with a look at our forecast.
First, they have to chop through the ice, right?
That's true.
Well, temperatures are going to change for the warmer as we head into next week, but in the short term, we're dealing with a lack of snow this winter, and that's one of the reasons why our temperatures have been about average, but we really haven't had any prolonged periods of cold weather. This winter so far, 25.8 inches of snow. That's almost 20 inches down compared to the average, which should be about 45 inches. Last year, we were a little ahead of average for much of the winter, and then this is the time where it got pretty quiet, and we started to get back closer to normal. But as far as precipitation is concerned, this month so far, we're actually above normal, and that's because of the showers and thunderstorms that we had on last Saturday. But you can see how since the beginning of December, we're still down about 1.25 inches compared to average. Since the start of the year, about 1.25 inches as well. But I've said this before, last year we were about 14 inches below normal, so that just continues the drought, and it's no surprise the U.S. Drought Monitor shows severe drought conditions around Madison, moderate drought conditions through much of the rest of southern, eastern, and northern Wisconsin, just the west central part of the state seeing normal conditions, at least as far as moisture. The drought really has been eliminated over much of eastern parts of the Dakotas, but still continues and actually has expanded now into parts of Texas and Oklahoma. Severe, extreme, and exceptional drought conditions being reported there. 3 things you need to know in our forecast. Look for cold weather to continue through Saturday. We'll look for low temperatures Saturday morning. Some of the latest computer models could get us close to 0 by Saturday morning, but there'll be a snow shower or flurry chance Saturday night as the warmer air starts to kick in. And then we're looking at high temperatures near or above 50 all of next week. Wednesday and Thursday, we should be around 60 degrees. That is a big change from where we are now. On Doppler track, nothing across southern Wisconsin. The skies are actually starting to turn partly cloudy. There were some flurries down near the Illinois state line. Those have moved to the east. Some light snow across parts of Illinois and Indiana. But that weather system has stayed to our south. And you can see snow depth right now, still a couple of inches across southern Wisconsin. We've started to eliminate some of that. But to the south, there's actually more snow on the ground as you head south of Kansas City and into parts of Kansas. They've been pretty active, and there are actually our winter weather advisories for more snow down there. And then that system, again, staying to our south. So it's kind of delaying the start of spring, at least in the southern part of the Midwest. They were in the 40s and 50s today. These are high temperatures, only 20s and 30s. And right now, temperatures have dropped into the teens through much of the Midwest with single-digit temperatures up toward the Dakotas. But the upper-level winds out of the northwest are starting to change. Notice the jet stream pattern in the eastern portion of the Pacific Ocean. That's milder Pacific air that'll be heading in our direction. For tomorrow, look for another cold day, high of 28, and that'll probably be around noon with temperatures falling off in the afternoon. There could be a passing flurry as a cold front moves through. By Saturday morning, I've got a low of 4, but we could be close to 0 with wind chills down to 15 below 0. Saturday's high at 23. But look at the big jump up in temperatures. 49 Sunday, 50 Monday. Temperatures around 60 for Wednesday and Thursday. Some rain showers toward the end of the week, but temperatures stay mild through next weekend.
And coming up in sports, the Badgers opened up their run at a third straight national championship with a win. How Wisconsin skated past Clarkson in their tournament opener. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
What you see is important. How you see is important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Enjoy great savings this month and get 30% off a complete pair of glasses.
New in 2022, with the Eye Care Benefit Card, members have access to even more. In addition to receiving up to $1,200 per year in over-the-counter health items, members get a $50 monthly allowance for healthy food purchases and can earn rewards for completing healthy activities like getting a flu shot. Call the Eye Care Benefits Helpline for a free consultation to get all the benefits you're entitled to. Rest easy. Eye Care is looking out for you and your health.
Everyone's invited to the prom. From the creators of the Book of Mormon, Elf and the Drowsy Chaperone, The Prom is a musical comedy about big Broadway stars on a mission to change the world and the love they discover that unites them all. The Prom makes you believe in musical comedy again. So full of happiness that you think your heart is about to burst. Everyone deserves a chance to celebrate.
Everyone's invited to the prom. Get your tickets at overture.org.
Walk through Menards Lighting Showroom and find your style with Patriot Lighting. Plus, save 11% on everything. Shop our full selection of over 7,000 interior lights and find the right one for your home. The Susanna Oil Rubbed Bronze with Brass Accents 3-Light Pendant features a hexagonal orb design and includes vintage bulbs to create a classic look with modern touches. Just $99.99 after sale price and 11% rebate. Get 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
PTI, I need the PDF, COB, AKA EOD. What's the ETA?
ASAP, FYI.
LMK.
HBD Gordon. HBDY.
LOL, look at this GIF. It's GIF. FWIW.
ROTFL.
You see my IM?
TLDR.
What?
Too long. Didn't read.
Okay.
We don't need any more acronyms, but we could all use more ways to save.
BMX, YOLO!
Switch to Geico for more ways to save.
SMH.
Dylan, how's that sofa you can't return from that big internet site?
Honestly, not that great.
Well, Slumberland can help. It's our biggest finance sales event of the year. Just $20 a month will get you a gorgeous sectional, a 3-piece bedroom group, when you spend $1,200 and pay no interest for 5 years.
No way.
How about kicking back in this luxury leather power recliner for just $25 a month? And come to Slumberland Sleep Solutions, where we've reinvented mattress shopping.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Shopko Optical recommends a comprehensive eye exam annually. Schedule your exam at shopko.com.
Wisconsin and Clarkson don't play often, but when they do, it's usually a huge game. The two met in the 2017 National Championship game, with the Golden Knights winning the title. The Badgers returned the favor 2 years later in the 2019 Frozen Four semifinals. Tonight, a trip to the regional finals were on the line in Boston. No score in the first period, and then Maddie Wheeler went to work. She dangles and then sneaks it in to put the Badgers on the board. They led 1-0 after the first period. Then in the second, Bucky on the power play, and Daryl Watts cashes in. Wisconsin advances to Saturday's regional final with a 3-1 win. They'll face Northeastern with a spot to the Frozen Four on the line. Last season, Mineral Point lost by 4 in the Division State 4 final, while Westfield fell in the Division III state semifinals. This year, they're both back at state looking to finish the job and bring home that gold ball. Pointers and Pioneers going at it in the D4 semifinals. Mineral Point led at the break and added to it in the second half. Kennedy Winger turns defense into offense to give MP a 10-point lead. They forced 26 turnovers that led to 30 points. The Pioneers, though, wouldn't go away that easy. Hattie Shawin takes it to the cup to keep this one close, but Mineral Point is undefeated for a reason. Blair Waters takes it to the rack for 2+1. Pointers head back to the finals with a 55-45 win. In less than 24 hours, Wisconsin will tip off their first of what they hope is 3 games in the Big Ten tournament. And if we know anything about this team, chances are they'll bounce back from Sunday's loss. After each loss in the regular season, the Badgers went on to win their next game. This team didn't have any losing streaks, and they credit that to their mental toughness.
Having that next game mentality, learning from it, taking time to reflect, be grateful for what happened, whether you won or lost, and then, it's time to recommit and refocus and get ready for the next game.
Mental toughness, and, just having a very forgetful memory. You lose a game, if you dwell on it, then it's going to affect the next game. You just got to put it behind you and focus on the task at hand.
Sports Illustrated ranked the top 50 men's basketball players of the season. I think you know who's number 1. SI tabbed Johnny Davis to the top of their list, saying no player has meant more to his team than Davis. This comes 2 days after they named the Badger sophomore a first-team All-American. And it will be round 3 between Wisconsin and Michigan State tomorrow in the Big Ten tournament quarterfinals. The Badgers and Spartans split in the regular season. We're back after this.
Chung Gaming Madison, the switch is always on. It guarantees the highest average payout percentage in the region. This leads to better odds and more wins than any place else around. Nobody messes with the switch.
Chung Gaming Madison.
We all share the same roads, but when an accident happens, we don't always share the same consequences. Big trucks can cause big damage. Injuries can be severe and may require a lifetime of care and compensation. Call Gruber Law Offices today. We can help you from the safety and comfort of your own home. Our virtual sign-up process is quick and easy. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Guys, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction, Peak Performance for Men has a natural solution that can help you today. That's right. Stop wasting money on pills and inferior technology that hurts and just masks your ED. Fix it for good. The best part, our ED treatment is non-invasive, painless, and you can get back to your natural functionability after just a few short in-office sessions. Call us today and mention this ad, and your initial consultation is free. We are Madison's trusted specialist and only national erectile dysfunction provider. Call Peak Performance for Men today.
To stay out in front, you have to rise above the competition at every turn and earn the right to be known as a champion.
Jack, how's the car?
Hy-Vee gets what it takes to be the best. When it comes to fresh, sustainable seafood, they're first rate. Because they know fresh seafood. And here's a simple takeaway. If you think you can find any better, then you don't know Hy-Vee and you don't know Jack.
Whether you have a design emergency or you just want to shop the best furniture showroom in town, you need Dwellings, Madison's best kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Every day, News 3 Now investigates. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Finally, check this out. Scientists have discovered a new colorful species of fish hiding in the coral reefs of the Maldives. The new species belongs to the wrasse family, which consists of largely bright-colored fish. Its scientific name honors the pink rose, the Maldivian national flower. Scientists say the colorful species can be found living anywhere from 131 to 229 feet below the ocean's surface.
Maldives sounds a little nice about now.
Oh, yes, it sure
does.
does.
It's chilly for this time of the year today.
Just wait a couple days. That's all you got to do. Just think, you know, that's
Okay.
that's our light at the end of the tunnel. Live view from the Edgewater Sky Cam. It's quiet out there now. All the flurries are gone out of Wisconsin, but those temperatures, that'll slap you in the face. Teens right now. Wind chill's not too bad because the winds are generally pretty light. Look for a low temperature of about 13, high tomorrow 28 around noon, and then temperatures falling off during the afternoon, and then down to 4 by Saturday morning. Wind chills to 15 below zero. But take a look how quickly the temperatures go up. You go from 4 Saturday morning to 49 Sunday afternoon, and then we're in the 50s and 60s for most of next week.
March in Wisconsin.
Right.
Maldives still sounds good.
Yeah, it still sounds good. Gary, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good. We'll see you back here tomorrow.